Hello, hello, welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're doing well today. Katy here, still waking up, still trying to feel fresh, still trying to feel alive. Speaking of alive, I stayed up and played Dead by Daylight last night, and I can confirm that I was dead by daylight. So, that being said, that out of the way, hope your day is going well so far. We are going to be doing a Metafy session today with one of my students in France. Their name is Azenet, and they are a Zelda player. So we're just going to be going over neutral, pointing out fundamental rules, and going from there. So I'm going to go ahead and get them on the line. Which ads should be skippable? Yeah, they definitely should. I mean, you know, YouTube lets you do that. So it makes no sense to me. Why not? But I'm pretty sure that if you subscribe, you know, if you don't want to see ads, you can subscribe. And then you don't have to deal with that. That is a perk. So let me give them a call. Hello, Azenet. How's it going? I'm doing good. How's it going with you? Good. Yeah, of course. You got 2 30-second ads in a row. I'm sorry, Duke. I'm so sorry about that. That is rough. So yeah, so Aze, I know that you you were trying to get a video uploaded, and
Yeah.
I know that didn't go very well.
Eventually,
Yeah, so I wanted to explain real quick before we get started that little video that you sent me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share my screen here so we can take a look at that. So in this video right here, the reason that you're able to cast Dins twice is because if Zelda is interrupted after she started Din's Fire, so you started it here, but you were interrupted during the spell cast. What's really a weird perk about Din's Fire is if Zelda gets interrupted, but the mine has already been spawned, it will continue traveling until it explodes. Now, the reason...
I meant like that they can do it twice.
Right, so what I'm trying to get at is, since you get interrupted here, what happened was you inputted side B this opposite direction. So it must have been you were trying to, like, I don't know if you were trying to Nehru's possibly, or if you were trying to let me actually pull up, let me share the screen with you so you can see this. I forgot to do that, sorry. Share my screen, we'll just share the whole, get this up here. Okay, so you should be able to see this. So let me go back over. So right here, you start Dins, right? And you get hit. And so the first thing that you do is you're inputting side B the opposite direction.
I really wanted to choose.
Sure.
And wanted to choose this, and I guess not enough.
Exactly, yeah. And what's interesting is when you get hit or interrupted, Din's Fire, like I said, will travel the whole distance and explode. But because you were angling it down, what's interesting here is that Din's gets interrupted sooner because it makes contact with the ground. So if it makes contact with the ground or a platform, it explodes sooner than if you just let it rip. Sorry?
It was actually faint. I could respond because...
No, so you can spawn, so like, for example, if, I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you like fight versus a Sonic, and you stand on Sonic's, if you stand on Sonic's spring and you use side special, you can mash side special over and over and over and over and over, and Zelda will create like mine, and you'll get this like rapid fire series of explosions with Din's Fire. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the only reason that ended up happening. It's pretty neat looking. It's just that Zelda normally, when we're using Din's Fire, it's usually in a place where we're not interrupted. And if we are interrupted, I'm sure you've seen where it, it just travels. But usually when you get interrupted, you're hit, so you're in hit stun. But because Joker hits you with the gun right here, there's right, you just flinch. So you're able to act already again. Yeah.
I have another question, but I don't.
Okay, sure.
Sometimes like I easy, I immediately do another. Like
yeah,
I'm just anyway at the same time.
Yeah. So there's
like how tight?
So it's a one frame input.
Okay.
So that's just called that's just referred to as a phantom cancel. So
okay.
It's specifically when Zelda charges the phantom, she finishes the phantom on frame 67, meaning that she can act as soon as, or she finishes the phantom on frame 66, so she's able to act on frame 67. If you input an attack, or if you input right, or what's interesting is you can also, like, if you're charging phantom, you can hold shield, and if you time it perfectly and hit the B button, Zelda will release the phantom and then immediately put up her shield instead of doing an attack. So it's very difficult to do, so it's unfortunately not something that's reliable to try to do, but I think the most potent and the thing that makes the most sense would be trying to use teleport out of it, because if you are, what's interesting is, like, if you're charging the phantom and you release the phantom, like let's say you are charging it and you try to teleport right as you need to release it, what's nice is if you happen to hit the button before you're supposed to, you'll just release the phantom and you can let off of the stick and you won't actually teleport because you're still in the phantom animation. If you do it later, of course, like let's say the phantom finishes and you can act and then you teleport, you'll have the phantom covering you. So like it's not that bad of a situation to try to go for it in, but it does require a lot of practice, and usually if I get it, it's been on accident. But I actually think I have a clip of let me see here. Let me try to share this with you so you can see. This was very early Ultimate, but I did manage to see here. Did manage to find a way to make it work. So pull this up here. Okay, let's see. This would be Katy Perry versus Mad Shadow. A while ago. This was a long set that we had. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's that one. That's this one. Why this is taking so long. Okay, here we go. So this was done on complete I mean, like, technically it wasn't done on accident. I mean, I did try to do it because I knew it was a thing. This is like almost 3 years ago. This is kind of insane to think about, but
okay.
Yeah. So you're able to if you so that's why I think like it can be useful, because like I put the phantom up here, because like it looks like I'm covering the plat, and I'm probably going to stay center, and I can't really close the distance that quickly. So if you can get this down, what's crazy here is the teleport even stopped the thunder jolt. So like the fact that this, and I ended up winning the set because of all this, was just kind of insane. Like, it's like too much went right. You better believe that Pikachu felt robbed. So it is useful. It's just not. It's more of like a happy accident.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. Right. So yeah, what I want to do today is we're just gonna play some games, and we're gonna be focusing on you know, just me pointing out simple little things that I notice as we go, and just, you know, we'll just take it slow.
One, go!
Good dash attack. Okay, don't skip ledge. Okay, good kick. You gotta be wary of setting up Phantom in this matchup, because Zelda always has the ability to teleport on reaction. So yeah, like if you're fighting against a character that has like a gap closer, kind of like Zelda, or like Captain Falcon, for example, if you start the Phantom, you know, they have ways to just close that distance very quickly. So you want to try to do your best to try to be prepared for like what their options are. So you don't want to be like throwing stuff out willy-nilly. Willy-nilly is like a really ridiculous thing that I say, but it just means like just throwing it out sort of, you know, sort of just on autopilot. Right, and I think that we have autopilot because like we sort of feel like we need to be doing something when in reality, like, we don't always have to do something.
Not really too much tonight.
Makes it easy for me to punish you, yeah. So we'll definitely go over that. Nice. See, that's why we love Phantom, because I got scared, so I was like, let me get away from you, and good Nehru's.
And I can the input delay.
Zelda wins!
Yeah. So one thing that I think that we should try to focus on is so do you have like your notes with you to write? Okay. So the first thing that I would write down is when you're in neutral, so like when we are so neutral, I'll tell you what to write down like after I get this out, but neutral is the state of the game that you are going to play the most in, and that you need to be willing to play the most in. And neutral is that state where both of us are actionable, both of us can move, and both of us are far enough away from each other to where if we did pretty much anything, we wouldn't be able to necessarily just land a hit. So for example, something that you were doing a little bit is like I feel like you throw out fair a lot.
Yeah, still.
Right, yeah. So it's just something where that's like going to be the, like, we have to start somewhere, and progress is very jagged. So, you know, sometimes when you make improvements, some days you're going to feel like those improvements that you made like are not there, but they're there. We're just building them slowly. So so yeah, since you already have that written down, I'm not going to have you write anything down, but I do want you to try to keep it present in your mind, that when you're in neutral, the only things you should be looking for are going to be occasionally down tilts, mainly up tilts, and then short hop nairs. And so that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to play. This is deliberate practice. So what we're going to do is we're only going to use those options. So no, if you need to recover, that's fine. But the only moves I want to see you using are down tilt, up tilt, and short hop nair, and that's it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Down tilt, okay.
Either that. One side. One
You're fine.
side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So so for example, go ahead and just stay right there. So like if you happen to land a down tilt at low percent, it doesn't combo into anything. So something that you can do is you can throw out another down tilt, because usually they will, if they're trying to like land and do something immediately at you, the second down tilt will catch them. So they have to shield. Another thing that you can do is, and these are of course mix-ups, and you'll learn them as you play. Like, you know, if the last time that I used down tilt on you at like lower percentage, I was like down tilt, and it missed. Let's say I do down tilt and you do back roll, right? So I'm gonna down tilt you, and I want you to immediately back roll like after I do it, because like it's your way of panicking to get away from the second down tilt. Okay, so I'm gonna down tilt you, and you just buffer back roll. Okay, so you were popped in the air, so you did an air dodge. That's fine. So come over here a little bit. So now I'm going to call that out. So go ahead and do that again. Right. So down, the reason that like you want these like non-committal options is because like you can react off of what happens afterwards. You know, like if I hit you with like dash attack or like F smash, I can't really trap you. Right. So now that you're at like 33%, and you don't have to do anything after this, but now that you're at 33%, you know, like the mid percentages are where like down tilt is going to pop just a little bit farther, and so kick down tilt to like fair starts to become a more of an option. This is something that you're just going to have to practice in training mode. Yeah. But I will say that there's a big difference, because like when you do down tilt and you land that kick at low percentages, it's going to be down tilt to dash forward short hop fair, and then at like high percents like this, it's just going to be a straight down tilt to a full hop fair. And if you don't like, you know, if you're not like on top of it, like you're going to miss. So like here, for example, I need to dash forward a little bit first before I'm able to like actually connect. Now this percentage is kind of where, in my opinion, down tilt is actually still really good, but a lot of people don't see it. So what you want to do here is, if you use down tilt and it pops them up and it pops them a little bit out, what's really, really smart is mixing between dashing in and up tilting, or dashing in and shielding. Because if I try to go for fair, it's really hard to land at this percentage. It's most likely not going to work. It's sort of a bait. It's like, I'm going to down tilt, and I either want you to try to air dodge, and that way I can just up tilt you immediately, or if I down tilt and I dash in and you think I'm going to up tilt, now I can just dash in and hold shield, because I can wait to see what you do. Exactly. So if I try to shield, if I just dash in and shield after this down tilt, like Zelda's win condition is hit my shield, because she has such great out of shield options. So I'm just going to down tilt you here, and It might not, but if it pops you up on this platform, that puts me in an even better position because now you're.
It's like you're there.
Well, no. See, that's what you would think. And I know the Zelda players that, you know, like they do down throw into like dare and to like, you know, cover the roll with dash grab, bear. And you can do those things, but like we want to do what the meta is, which is the safest option. Because you can't read everybody that you play against. And if you have like read based gameplay, you're not going to make it very far in Ultimate because Ultimate defense like options are just so good in Ultimate defensive options, and particularly that, you know, like you can have a whole setup planned, but you know, if you're one frame off and they get that rollout, then like you're fucked. So it's better to do like the safer choice. So like down tilt, do like me dashing underneath you and shielding is pretty good because I can watch what you do and then decide how to act. So like if I down tilt you and pop you up and you land here, if I just dash in and shield, that's fine. If for some reason like I dash in and shield and you like double jump, then I can just drop shield and go right back to center. So just choose to do whatever you want. I'm gonna down tilt you. So like since I was in shield, I was able to react to the fact that you teched and I could just jump in fair. But like, you know, if I were to down tilt you again and you were up on this platform and you decided to just like hold shield, I can just stay here and hold shield and just like now I can drop shield because there's no threat of me being hit.
Yeah.
If the right, technically, even if the platform is between us, like, and you actually go above the platform, guaranteed. Like on Battlefield, this is going to happen a lot sooner because the platform is a little bit lower. You know, I don't even have to really shield. I can just stand here and I can like throw out an up tilt and then I can shield if I want because like yes, it'll poke, but like yes, it'll poke, but like let's say I dash and you tech right as I up tilt, so the up tilt doesn't hit, but now I can shield because now some players will be like, oh okay, they missed, now it's my turn, but like I want you to hit my shield. That way I can punish you, even if it's just a simple up B and getting back to center safely. Like it's free damage. So down tilt is a weird one, but it is something that also is just good to poke with and to throw out because since it lingers for a little bit, you can throw it out and then your opponent can run into you. So there have been, you know, Captain Falcons that'll be like at this distance, right? And I'll do something like this. So it's like a dash back turnaround down tilt. And it's a little difficult to do because you don't want to get that tilt out. So basically how I'm doing it is I will dash in one direction and then I will swing down and then slightly to the opposite direction. I mean, barely. Right. And so do you have Pro Controller or a GameCube controller?
Music.
Okay, and so you have the original Pro Controller? Yeah.
I feel like the
That's really interesting because I personally play with notches and I think notches actually really help make things easier. Just because like if you like use them as reference points, it can really help you know where you need to be. So I mean, the problem that I've always had with the Pro Controller is because of the lack of notches, it's harder to be a lot more precise. Like since I have notches, it's really easy for me to like be right here and just get this angle. Right, and so sometimes, you know, I think that the limitations of the Pro Controller can be like sometimes you'll try to teleport, but you're not in that exact angle, and so you'll teleport like right to the stage. So you might consider playing with that again, now that you're, you know, looking into coaching and you know, like actually focusing on, you know, improving those aspects of it. It's just a thought. So yeah, down tilt. So down tilt is usually going to combo into dash attack around mid%. So like if I down tilt you and you're at 50, that's going to be a free dash attack for me. So usually you don't want to try to like follow up with another move until then. So another good tactic is you can do like down tilt, jump back, charge phantom. If they're at lower %, then when you do jump back, charge phantom, you can just like do an early release. just to sort of bait them. So like down tilt is just more of a like, it's like a check. It's so quick, so it's just more of a like a like if you land it, it's just sort of like, you know, like I'm just sort of like just to right, just exactly to see what you're gonna do. And then that way, when I have that information, if I down tilt and I know that that person buffers like a back roll or they buffer an air dodge out of it, I have a little bit more insight into like what's gonna happen. Because everybody knows that, you know, when Zelda gets down tilt, the DI out. And another thing that you should probably know is that when you do down tilt, you're much more likely to get the follow-up to fair if you are right on top of them, because you are hitting them, you're hitting them with the closest part of the down tilt. And so that means that when they get popped up, they're still closer to you than if you were to like face it fully like here.
Because you usually duck.
Right, right. So like the thing is that like if I, let's see, let me just try to like get your damage up a little bit here. So okay, that should be good. So like if I hit you at max spacing here and you just, what I want you to do is I want you to DI out. So this is going to be a little tricky because like you technically have to be DIing before I hit you for the DI to work. But like I'm just going to down tilt you and you just hold out. It just, I can't follow up. So because of that, we want to make sure that we get this like closer hit, because it's going to be a lot easier to land that option.
Yeah.
So. But that being said, like, you know, if they're still DIing out, it's hard. So I think that's why, like, at this percent, that's why it's also just as good to, like, you know, like at this percent, I can just cover that whole platform. Yeah. Or, you know, I can down tilt, you know, like do whatever. So I will point out also, like, something that you might be tempted to do when you get like a down tilt like this is you might be tempted to do this. And I wouldn't do that. If you're gonna do it, I would do it like this. This is probably gonna send you a little too far, but like, let's say you actually go to the platform, so I want to pressure the platform. It's better for you to do this. Yeah, because if you miss, and now you're on the platform with them, and so like this isn't a good spot for you to be in because like you could be hit, right? The other thing is like if they shield it and you nair their shield, now you're negative on shield. So even if you do hit their shield, you can still like fade back with it. So, you know, just something I noticed. So what we'll do is go ahead and just run off, and we'll go ahead and play. And like I said, so all we're going to be focusing on is just using down tilt, up tilt, and short hop nair, okay? It's going to feel really weird, but that's okay. Good. You want these costumes? Yeah, the costumes are sick. So I have, you're using the wedding dress Zelda right now, and I'm using the Star Guardian Zelda. So do you see how, like, when I hit you with this down tilt, you're buffering neutral air dodge?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine. This is just it's a common habit for people. So something that you can do is you can a lot of Japanese Zeldas do this. They'll down tilt, and if the person just buffers air dodge, they'll go ahead and just buffer air dodge when I hit you. You can just sort of like, yeah. Right, and it's like, it's a fake string because of course like they can just double jump or whatever, but it's just, it's a way for you to get information. So. Okay.
Five, four, three, two, one.
So you see how, like, I know that we're just trying to practice, like, doing those specifics. You wish. But do you see how do you see how occasionally you were throwing out like a fair or like a dash attack or like a grab? So
Well, I feel like nice because enough.
so it might be, you might be getting the dash attack. So are you doing down tilt with the stick? Are you using yeah, so that's happening.
When I do it,
Sorry, so you're saying that if you use the analog stick and the A button, you tend to get down smash instead. Is your stick sensitivity set to high or low? I would set it to low. So what that does, oh, you're fine. So setting it to low will be an adjustment, but what it is it basically, it makes the if you really want to get like a smash attack, you have to push the buttons like closer together. So I think it's like it's 5 frames on low, 6 frames on normal, and 7 frames on high. So or I think it might be backwards. Yeah, it just like it, yeah, so like if it's set to low, it's just going to give you an easier time to get your tilts out. So that can be beneficial. So it might take you a little time, but it doesn't affect anything regarding movement. It doesn't affect anything other than that, so you should be fine. Kazuya main, hello. I assume that you are my friend Renegade in disguise, because he loves Kazuya. So yeah, so now, like, just based off of doing that, I think that we still need to do it one more time, but I want you to try to focus on, like, keeping in mind, like, defaulting back to neutral, that sort of thing. So, like, I know that, like, I'm telling you to use these options, but you know, don't feel like you just have to, like, constantly throw them out. Just try to, like, move around and keep yourself, like, available, you know. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, it should be. It should be. If you're like trying to dash forward and then use down and A, yeah. Yeah, it's good for turnaround too, I think. Because that way you're not getting out like an up smash. See, so like right there, you should just only have to teleport straight up. Even if you're slightly beneath the stage, it should just carry you, you know, if you just hold straight up. So that's again why one of those reasons I don't like the Pro Controllers without the notches. Sure. Okay. There you go. I like that. And see, that's sort of what's revealing itself in a way, is that since your tools are limited right now, you have to focus more on like your movement, and you were in the corner and you just thought it would be better to get back to center. So that was good like choice fundamentally. Good spot dodge. Okay. Good. Good. Nice. Now, we hadn't talked about this before, but something you can throw in now if you'd like is jab 1. So jab 1, well, just jab 1 in general. You can do jab 1, down tilt, up tilt, short hop nair. So we're basically just adding in another move that is, you know, this is only 24 frames from start to finish. It's technically it's like negative on shield, but it's sort of like a kind of like a 50-50 situation in a sense. It's like a check. You jab 1 somebody, and then like it's no different than down tilt. You can see what they do. But what's nice about this is like it's not going to pop them in the air. So that way you can see what their option is going to be when you hit them and they're like stuck in hit stun on the ground. You tend to accidentally jab when you're using the C stick?
Yeah, because well, maybe we
I see what you're saying, yeah. And that's why we just want to like focus on using just these different parts of the move, is because, like, for example, I know what you mean, because Zelda has combos, obviously. I'm sure you've seen jab 1 to down smash, but if you do the down smash too soon, you know, you're just going to get that, you're going to get that rapid jab coming out. So. Okay. So that dash attack might be happening. I don't. Do you know how to do an instant dash attack? Yeah. I'm wondering if that's like why the dash attack's coming out. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. So yeah, like if that ends up happening, I would restrict yourself to using the C stick. Sure. Yeah, but that just means that you're pushing them too close together. Right. Yes. So every move in the game except like so like most moves in the game have a 7% chance to trip. So that was what was going on there. The other moves like Donkey Kong's down tilt has like a 40% chance to trip, which is insane.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time! Sudden death, go!
Oh, nice. So yeah. Yeah. So what we'll do now is we'll go back. And what we're gonna do now is we're going to play, but we're just not gonna play with specials. So you have access to all of your moves now, but just no specials.
Ready?
You can use specials to recover, of course.
3, 2, 1, go!
Skip ledge. Okay. So sometimes when you're playing, you should have the idea to mix in shield. Just because, like, again, well, right. So what I mean is like, it's more so like shielding with purpose. So I think that, yeah. So what I mean is like, there will be like the whole, like when I was like talking about down tilt and then like you run up and shield, it's because you're waiting for them to hit your shield. So you don't want to be always shielding in situations where like, oh crap, they're gonna hit me. It needs to be more of like, oh yeah, I want you to hit me. So those are, you're gonna find yourself, if you focus on that, you're gonna be shielding in different situations than you would normally be. So I'll try to point those out like the further that we go. Like the next time I do it a little bit intentionally. Okay. Okay. So don't skip the ledge. So when you're in the corner like that, and you threw out that bear on my shield, you are at 115%, and you're in the corner. So you do not have like the, that's just not a move that you want to, yeah, that's not, yeah, that's like a, you're doing that out of like a gut reaction. When in reality, like, if you're at this percent, like the best thing that you could probably do is like, if I hit your shield with something and you know you can punish it, just up B. Like, don't up B straight up, just up B. Like either like up B underneath a platform or up B just fully away, as long as you don't like kill yourself in the process. Now that shield poked, but I see that you were trying to implement that. So the other thing is, when we're throwing out like fairs and stuff, I know that like sometimes we're just trying to like, you know, like get that fair that we see like Ven and Mysterica do, where it's just like you know, they're just constantly reading people. But fair, if you're ever going to use fair, you want to use it like when you're landing. And yeah, so like right there you're doing it while rising, and while rising is while rising is while you're ascending upwards when you're doing it like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The one that you just did was while rising. So you want to make sure. Yeah, no, you're good. So when you use it like right before you land, it's going to be like the safest in terms of hitting somebody's shield, because if I shield your fair and you do it while rising, it's -36 on shield. So that means that I have over half a second to punish you. So that's why sometimes like if you do like a bear on my shield, like I can just like drop shield, turn around and nair you out of it, or like I can like drop shield, dash under you and up tilt. And so you don't want that. So if you purposely do it like this, if you space it right and I shield it, I can't really punish you very well. Like some characters can still punish you, but it's like you're a lot less punishable. Like it goes from being a move that's -36 on shield to a move that's like -8 on shield, -10. So yeah. So another thing is that if you do it while you're landing, you have this is an option. Like go ahead and shield, and let's say like I'm going to like jump and fair you. Right. So you have that as an option. When you're only doing like kicks like this, like you don't have that mix up. And so like I never have to worry about like if you get close to me, like if I'm close, I know that you're probably going to throw something out of shield because you're not mixing in that like tomahawk. You're not fast falling your fairs and stuff like that. So what we want to focus on now is just like when you do go for fair, try to go for fair and either go for fast fall fair or go for like a grab when you land. Right.
Okay. It's really it's not short.
Yeah. Right.
Then they always there. They never come up.
5, 4, 3.
Yeah. So the thing is, I'm telling you, when the reason that I'm telling you to like potentially shield with purpose is because your opponents will have situations where you short hop, and if you're short hopping and you're throwing out that, it's because of the conditioning. So if you short hop and you're throwing out that kick, that's going to make me feel like, okay, when you land, you're going to kick. So I need to shield, or I need to hit you beforehand. And sometimes you will get stuffed and you'll get hit beforehand. But sometimes your opponent will just be ready to commit to the shield. You will have opponents that will purposely wait. Like I said, they'll find themselves in situations where they will just hold shield. And so that's when that tomahawk grab wins, is because they're expecting you to hit their shield just because that's what they sort of are wanting to happen in that circumstance, because that's what they've like planned in their head. So like I'm just gonna focus more on that right now, and we'll just play like normal. You can go ahead and use specials again if you want to. Try not to air dodge unless you're gonna die. Right. Yeah, and it's like a lower, well, I don't want to say that, but it's a habit that people have because they don't want their opponent to get like a follow-up. But the problem is that you're giving your opponent a bigger follow-up and a better follow-up if they read the air dodge. Right. Like technically right there I didn't hit you, but I punished you by taking stage. So like see right there, hold on, right there, do you see how you jump fared out of shield? That's why we gotta be very careful. That's what we're trying to do is break that habit. If your shield gets poked, sometimes you just gotta commit to staying in shield regardless of what happens. And then the other time, if your shield gets hit with anything, like if Zelda hits your shield with anything, like go ahead and shield. If I hit your shield with any move, you can always up B me for it. So just like try to keep that in mind. Try to play like Game and Watch. You know how like whenever you get close to Game and Watch, he shields, and if you hit his shield, he just fucking up Bs.
I feel like sometimes doesn't connect. You know, it's
So
no, but sometimes they just land out. Like they
right, but like I'm not saying I'm not saying to like jump towards them and then like shield and then like up B.
no. This
Yes, but we only have to up B if our shield is struck.
yeah, right.
So if your shield is not, yeah, so if your shield is not hit, because of the fact that when someone hits your shield lag is a thing to where like you both are going to be like frozen for just a little bit of frames, because if I hit your shield, like I'm going to go ahead and hit your shield, like hold shield. See how like it pauses for a second there? Like the stronger the attack, the longer that happens for, but that gives you time, especially offline, to be like, okay, like you just hit my shield with something unsafe, I'm gonna hit up B and I'm gonna teleport out. So like maybe that's what we need to start working on. It's like we're gonna fight like normal right now, but if I ever hit your shield, I want you to go for up B. Okay, just fight like normal, but if I hit your shield, you're just gonna try to up B out of shield. Sorry?
need to shift.
Yes, so yeah, you don't want to guess with the up B. So like, if for some reason I hit your shield with something, yeah. I know it was too late, but we're gonna build that, right? And we're also playing online, and you're in Europe, so. Okay, that should have been an up B. Okay. Okay, that could have been an up B. It's okay. Perfect. Do you see what I mean? Like when you start to play against, yeah, when you start to play against certain characters, you're gonna know what moves that you can punish with up B and you can't, and that's what that website Out of Shield is for. Nice reflect. That's what Out of Shield is for. So that's gonna allow you to be like, okay, if I'm fighting against Mario and he's only throwing out Bear is safe on shield. I can't punish it with up B. So you're gonna be looking for specific moves. That's what will start to happen. So like, if I see you like dash attack on my shield, like I'm gonna know that I'm gonna be able to up B possibly. Reflect. Nice reflect. So yeah, projectiles, we don't want to use up B again. Yeah, up smash is really, really good at covering like a neutral get up. It also covers jump. Yeah, it's a really good out of shield punish. It's a little weird, but you know, again, that's what using that website out of shield is for. The other thing is that like it's mainly good against like aerials. So like if someone lands on your shield with an aerial that's unsafe, it's usually going to be good in that circumstance. Okay, so try not to air dodge as soon as you get hit. You really only want to air dodge if you're gonna die. Like, if I hit you up in the air, and you're at a percent where like if you get hit by something from me, you're going to die. That is an understandable air dodge. But if you're only, sorry. So I don't think it would have killed as low as you were if I would have landed it. But like it makes sense why you're going for it for sure. But like right here, how you just hit me with that nair, like there's no reason for me to air dodge. Right here, there's no reason for me to air dodge, right? Right, it's better, it's usually it's usually going to be better for you to jump, or it's going to be better for you to like, something that you can do is, I might have talked to you about this already, I don't know for sure, is you can do fast fall air dodge. So after a double jump specifically, yeah. Right, yeah. So that's something that we can try to implement a little bit more. Okay. Now, do you see how, like, you noticed that I was hanging there? And you decided to go up and down tilt? So, you don't have to take the risk. So, like, if you notice that since you're Zelda... so let's stop for a second while I try to explain this to you. So, if for some reason you notice your opponent is hanging on the ledge, since you're Zelda, just charge another Phantom. Because that forces them to move, and you don't give up stage. When you do this... like a smart opponent is going to like stay here because they're waiting for their opponent to, you know, try to run up and hit them, and so that's how they get past, is like if I time my, you know, my get up attack right when you come up, or if I time my get up to shield, or, you know, if I time my jump, whatever. Yeah, so, but Zelda is one of very few characters that can, you know, stand all the way over here and hit somebody that's on the ledge. So, yeah, just make sure. Yeah, and I think that can work when you've got the Phantom, but you want to make sure that, in my opinion, yes. Like, yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Good beefy up B. That was good. I was gonna try to down smash at you.
I really good. Defending.
You really what? You rarely what?
Something. Then you do it.
Oh, when you go like super low.
Get down.
So I don't know if I went over this with you, because I mean, like I've gotten a big influx of students lately, but something I was going on about earlier this week was it's actually really easy to do the one at an angle. It's easier than I realized, honestly.
Oh, yeah, but...
Sure. You know, it's,
But I
yeah, it's something that, you know, can come with practice, but what's really cool is if you just hold the direction and you don't actually let go off the stick. If you're far away enough, then you just reappear anyway. So there's like a sweet spot point where, like, if you, yeah, these notches are not great on the stick, but because my actual controller has been in the shop for like 2 weeks. But anyway, like if you're close and you just aim at the ledge and let go, obviously that's when like you'll just grab. But like if you're at this like sweet spot area where like you're at that perfect angle and if you hold the stick out and you don't let go, you'll actually appear with that. And that's something that if you watch Ven is very, very good at. They'll do it out of hit stun, and that's sort of why they're comfortable like immediately going to the ledge, is because they're so refined with that particular angle, you know, that they're able to make sure, God, these not they're able to make sure that, you know, they're always getting that full space every time, and then that way they're always able to put out that threat. So learning how to you know, make sure that you can do it from all areas is very important.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, game.
Sometimes I do it, yeah.
Zelda wins.
Well, and see that's, well, see, here's the thing, because you don't have notches, you don't have that reference point, and so if you think about it, every time you put the stick you know, at that angle, there's no way to guarantee that it's going to be the exact same angle every time because it's curved. So
2, 1, go.
okay, like that kick was okay, but like I still try to up B, like, yeah, because like that's not gonna, right. So something I'm noticing that you are never doing against me is you're never reflecting Phantom back. Sorry, that's fine. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I get a little confused sometimes when I'm like telling you something and you're like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm like, I'm just trying to get through it. So what I'm trying to,
I mean, every time.
oh sure, oh yeah, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad. It's just sometimes it's hard for me to understand, like, if I'm telling you something that you already know, or if I'm telling you something that
I mean, like,
you want me to
I
skip
know
past.
a lot about the card notes. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and so, okay, cool. So something that you can do is, I might have pointed this out before, but you know, a refresher never hurts, is something I like to do is, like, if you charge the Phantom at me, go ahead and charge it. So I like to use that. yeah, I like to use that full hop motion. And the reason is because if you do it correctly, Zelda should be able to act right before she lands. So what you're doing right now is you're jumping and using it while you're landing. Try to use it while rising. Because you see how I'm able to double jump right before I land? So that gives you another action. So if you full hop and do it right as you're like, yeah, there you go. It's kind of tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you can start doing things where like you can air dodge like right as you, like right before you land. It's just gonna be a little harder on Wi-Fi to try to get out. There we go. So yeah, so I mean it will, but it's more so for the mix-up sake, because what's really nice is that when you do full hop Nehrus and you don't do a dodge, it at least auto cancels by the time that you land. So you can mix between that. So like if one time I go in and I do a you're fine. If I go in one time and I do a you're gonna do a full hop and you're gonna do Nehrus as soon as you can. It's just it has to be a full hop. It's a little tricky and it'll take you a little time, but you actually need to input special a little sooner than that. There you go. There you go. It's a really tight, yes, perfect. It's a really tight timing. Yeah, you got it. So like, so for example, you know, like I could do something like this. You know, you can jump, you can air dodge, you could jump back, charge phantom, you know, and so like it can just be like a really good way to mix up your opponent. So like if I'm charging phantom, don't ever be afraid to like just move, because you know that like if I commit to the full charge, you know, instead of that, just right, instead of, so just try to watch, yeah, see how I'm just sort of like perfect. It's like it's covering a lot. If I jump into you, you're gonna hit me, it's gonna break the phantom anyway. You know, you can move away with it and not even reflect. It'll just, you know, cover you in case for some reason it does hit you. Okay. See, and that's the beauty of Nehrus, is that like if you stay spaced away, if someone reflects your phantom back and they like, Nehrus will still set it up into the phantom like against the other Zelda. Yeah. So like we've talked about before, like the habit is there because so technically I wouldn't air dodge, but the habit is there because it does work for you time to time, and it's especially useful on Wi-Fi. You know, because it's harder to react to, for your opponent to react to if you do air dodge out of something. So if you're mixing the air dodge up, so like go ahead and up tilt me. So like I double jumped there, right? Now you're gonna get to a point where go ahead and up tilt me again. Now up tilt me again. Now up tilt me again. So I'm mixing between those two. And so that's what I want you to practice. We'll do one more game and we'll practice that. And so that is just gonna make it more effective, because if you're mixing between two options in this game, regardless of the situation, you're putting out like a 50-50. It's like, okay, like I did air dodge, so now I'm gonna jump. And then like the whole thing is like if your opponent is thinking, oh, okay, what do they do next? Then you air dodge. They're gonna be like, okay, so they air dodge, they jump, then they air dodge. So you get more power in conditioning your opponent if you do air dodge and then you jump, and then they're expecting air dodge the third time, but the third time you jump again.
Right.
So if you're not mixing between those, it can be, it's like, it's more revealing and it's easier for your opponent to win. So you see what I'm doing now is I'm waiting, because like if I up tilt you and you air dodge, you're starting to spot dodge immediately when you land because you're scared I'm going to punish the air dodge. But all you're doing, if I just stand here, all you're doing is making yourself a lot easier to hit. Yeah, I think it was just because it hit your fan and those kind of nuts. Good displacement. Okay. Okay. Okay, so remember I told you, if I stay on this ledge, just stay back, charge fan on you. Good. So try to slow down. Try to slow yourself down, because what I'm noticing is that like when you're doing things like this and you throw it and then you're like yeah, like when you use down B again, Zelda does that finger pointing animation, and that animation is 39 frames. So you're just like, so like it's better for you to like, if you throw the Phantom, it's better for you to just like get positioning, and you can, if your opponent is in view and you're throwing the Phantom at him, you can watch when the Phantom is going to disappear. Yeah. So, you know, because of that, I can make sure I'm lined up first, then start it again. So if for some reason you're not getting that spacing out, you just need to slow it down a little bit. Right there, like. Okay, so we're gonna reverse the situation here real quick. So I'm gonna just put you off stage, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. See, like I'm just like jump back, charge Phantom, watch what happens, watch what the opponent does. I think that sometimes you might be so, it's like you're trying to be so on top of things and you're trying to get things done as quickly as possible, that you keep like missing opportunities. And this is a piece of advice that one of my friends gave me a while back, that really kind of helped me, is that when I was playing against like one of their faster characters, they were telling me that like you're trying to play Zelda too fast, and I was like, what? Like Zelda's slow, like I'm just trying to do, you know, things as quickly as possible. But they were telling me that like Zelda is not, she's not designed to be played that way, and so it's much more effective for you to slow it down and to allow yourself to get information that way, because Zelda's not Mithra. Zelda's not a character that can just run in, throw out a bunch of stuff, afford to miss. And, you know, because like if I'm Mithra and I throw an attack and I miss and you get past me, I can just close the distance in like half a second anyway, because I'm freaking Mithra. But if I'm Zelda, and like if I don't play careful enough and I like miss a Phantom, if I like let my opponent get past me, it's just not going to be it's just not going to be very efficient. So the last thing that we're going to do for today in this game is I know this might not make much sense, but I want you to try to slow it down. So like if you knock me off stage, if you get an advantage state, try to take some time to sort of assess the situation and just sort of see like, okay, you know, I've knocked my opponent off, like right here after that dash attack, like I didn't just blindly go in. I also didn't blindly just jump back, charge Phantom. I'm trying to see like what you do. Am I in a safe position? You know, like right here, like after I hit you with Nehru's, I'm resetting, I'm using advantage to reset neutral. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Right there, you didn't even have to charge Phantom. Like when I had the Phantom going, that's something for you to reflect. You could have been like, oh, okay, cool. Nice. Because again, what's really nice about like Phantom when your opponent's at the ledge is that, you know, you have the ability to just throw it if they do something, and if they don't do something, then you just don't throw it. You know, if we're setting up Phantom and then we're just like trying to do this stuff and we're trying to like fight, like it's just giving your opponent an opportunity to slip past you. Feel like how hard it is sort of for you to get off the ledge right now. See right now, like this is what people call playing lane, but like I'm in the lead right now, but because I'm in the lead, like yeah, and I mean that's why getting a lead is so important in this game, and trying to hold on to it. And so like right now, you know, yeah, right now it's like I know you feel like you're forced to, you know, to try to go in here and like fight me and stuff, but you really want to try to play a little bit like right here. I'd slow down, because right here, like you want me to make a mistake, and if you're constantly acting, then and I make a mistake and you like forward smash or something, but I basically right, exactly, precisely. Okay. Good reflect. So no, so drag down there with Zelda is it's not true. It's because of the way the move works. So like if you hit an opponent, like if your opponent's in the air and you hit them with drag down nair, the nair will only pop. Oh, you want me to do it? Okay, so like go ahead and just full hop. So like that's because I didn't fast fall. Now if I fast fall it, go ahead and full hop again. Just stay in one place and full hop. Yeah, it's because the hitbox is actually designed differently if it hits you in the air or if it hits you while you're on the ground. So if you're on the ground, if I hit you with any hit of nair, it will pop you up. But the problem is if I hit you with more than one hit of nair, the first hit will pop you up. The second hit will just reset you because as we just saw, when your opponent is in the air and you hit them with any hit of nair besides the last hit, it just resets them. So if you do this, you want to go ahead and stand still. If you do this, you kind of want to do something like, which is just that first, which is just like into fair or something like that. Now, what I will say is effective, that you're fine. What I will say is effective, go ahead and stop moving. What's effective for Zelda, and a lot of Zeldas don't do this, but someone who really does this very well is Niskino. Is what would you say? Yeah. The MS snare? Oh, I see. Sure. Okay. Yeah. So like, you know, Niskino is very good at just utilizing it, like making sure that when they land, that basically what they're doing is as soon as they reach the apex of their jump, they're just using it and they're not fast falling it. They're not fast falling. So this allows them to ensure that if they hit any part of the nair, that the other hits are going to follow through, and that way the opponent is kept in place. So go ahead and stay still. So like if I just do, that's what they do. They make sure that like if they get any hit of nair, that last hit is going to follow up. So, you know, this can be really good when you're like trying to combo with the Phantom. It's also nice if they shield because it holds them in shield. So yeah. So what's nice is if you think about it, when you've got this tool and then you've got this tool and then you've got this tool, it really creates like a gamble, and it kind of makes your opponent like, because like think about it, if you're only doing this, then yeah, like if you jump towards me, I can try to call that out with up tilt. But like if you immediately put out the nair, then you're calling them out, trying to call you out for doing a fair. And then if they're scared and they don't want to fuck with either of it and they shield, then you just can, you know, fast fall grab. Yeah. So that's Zelda's mix. And that's why like in neutral, you know, that short hop nair can be good because that is going to condition shield sometimes. Yeah. And so and that's when you can start to use like the one where you like land beforehand. So I would practice that. Just make sure that you are starting the nair as soon as you reach the apex. So you get a feel for how Zelda, like how high Zelda goes. You want the last, you need that last hit, honey. If you don't get that last hit, I thought you were gonna, if you don't get that last hit, then that's when you get fucked, and that's something Niskino is just so good at avoiding. The other thing that's just as equally as important, and this will come with time, is keeping track of, oh, okay, I did fast fall fair, you know, but they stayed in shield.
Yes, sir.
It can be pretty hard. It does come with practice, and it's a lot easier if you're more so focused on like the RPS rather than like what did they do specifically? Like, did Mario specifically dare out of shield? Like, we don't want to focus on those things. So yeah. So what I would write down from today, you know, for this is that based on our play, I kind of went all over the place and I pointed out several different little things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of try to streamline. And I wasn't able to get one to you before because I just ended up getting busy with a bunch of different students and stuff. But I'll pay attention to your Metafy tonight, because I will make sure that you do get a you'll be able to get something that allows you to it'll be like a voice recording of me, and you can like play through, and it'll basically tell you what I thought you did well in the session, what I thought we want to improve on, what's been revealed in the session, and then what we're going to work on before next time, like what you should be working on your own, and then what you'll be working on with me the next time that we play. So I don't know if you've really had an opportunity to write anything down. You probably haven't. So what I'm going to do, okay, that's okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type these out in your thread right now. So the first thing that we want to work on, and this is in no particular order, but the first thing that we want to work on from the things that we've noticed today is we want to up B out of shield in situations where we can safely punish and take stage. Because like we talked about, like that's really important, because if you think about it, like I know like the fair is like nice because like it's risk versus reward basically. If the risk, yeah, and yeah, I like when we land that fair, it's such a great feeling, and it just releases all the dopamine in the world. So it's like we want to hit them, but like if we throw it out and we miss, the risk is so much greater than the reward. So because of that, we really want to start switching to frankly, I would be much happier if you replaced your fair habit with a nair habit, because if you think of yeah, it's yeah. And I don't think that you were like just going crazy with them by any means. I just really want to like try to highlight the importance of it in, you know, in general, because I think that the more that something is explained to you, the more that it sticks and the more that it's understood. So we want to try to replace fair out of shield with nair out of shield. Actually, and I do apologize. I know I've kept you a little bit over, but I do want to show you one more thing before we go. Well, I think I was going to do coin box, but I think I'm actually probably not going to enter. Well, I did sign up, but I think that technically I've got some family plans for tomorrow, and I think I'm just going to try to get a head start on those instead. But so you're good. But so I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but one of the reasons that fair and bear out of shield is like not super great is like, go ahead and down tilt my shield. So you see how like I tried to hit you as soon as possible, but I couldn't because yeah, these costumes are Patreon only. You have to subscribe to their Patreon, but it's like I think it's like $5 or $10 a month. It is not much for like everything that you get. It's 100% worth it. So that being said, like that bear is not going to work, right? But it's like I still want to get a punish, so go ahead and do it again. So like that's guaranteed if you're looking for it. So here's the other thing. This is the main thing that I wanted to point out. I don't know if you know how to input the difference between this and this. Okay. Sure. So consider this. I know it would feel weird, but the reason that this is pretty easy for me is because I have my ZR set to jump. And so if I ever want to do like, so if I ever want to do a jump, for me, this is a little, I'm used to it, but what I do is I do ZR plus X, and then while rising, after I've hit that, I just flick back on the C stick, and that allows me to
Shot up.
right. And
I do like I have my good as well without.
it's hard.
Getting back to this.
Sure. So the other thing that could be good for you, what I've seen some people do, what is your ZR button set to? Is it shield? Oh, okay, so you don't.
I don't.
Okay, so your main shield button is what? ZR. Okay. So you know that if you shield and you hold the B button, right? So I would focus on trying to rely more on that, because if you can have two trigger buttons to jump, that means that if you did, like, for example, if you did ZR and you did L, that way you could always guarantee that you're going to get a short hop with your trigger, with your index fingers, and then your thumb is completely free. Both thumbs are free to control your direction and then also control your ability to kick. But the reason that I want to point this out is because you're going to be in situations where somebody hits you with a move, and this is going to be the out of shield punish that you want, that's going to kill, instead of like doing it like where you're trying to do like a back air or a forward air and you're moving with it. So this is something that you definitely want to explore. I think it's, for me, I really like having ZR for jump, just because I can push ZR and X together. To me, that feels very natural. I can push them together on one hand, and one hand is controlling jump. To me, that makes a lot more sense. And when you, in a game where movement is so important, and jump is so important, I think putting both of them on the same hand is problematic. So you said jump is on the left side, correct?
I mean, I have it on.
Sure. Yeah. So.
And when I shot on like.
Yeah, and you can do that. So I mean, like if yeah, I think that it's, for me, trying to do X and Y together and like use the C stick is a little much. So I think that having the ability to use ZR and X and then immediately shift my thumb from X to like the C stick is just a lot easier for me. So it's going to change, it's going to differ, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that, because there are going to be out of shield punishes that you will miss if you're not doing it like that. It's a little slower than frame 9, but it's still going to be like, if Fox hits me with up smash, I want to make sure that I can kick him. And so I got to make sure that I'm spaced correctly, and I don't want to go anywhere. Sometimes you don't want to go anywhere. Another thing is sometimes, what if you want to do a back air, but you want to retreat with it?
Should I be able to move more?
Yeah. So like this. And I'm able to do that because I have ZR and X for jump, and then my thumb can just smack the stick, and so it's just much easier for me to, like, to get those inputs out. Take that as you will. You can play with whatever controls you feel are best for you, but you might consider having a jump button on your right side. Some coaches actually recommend that the person that they're coaching make their controls identical. I don't usually do that, but it is something that I have seen some of my students do, and they have found success with. Because I think that, I've used a lot of different things over the years, and I think that for Zelda, personally, and for me, like, this has been the best. I'll say this real quick too. I'm not going to do this cancel here because, like, it's not a thing, but on PS2 in certain stages, sometimes I want to do a short hop cancel, and that requires you to short hop and then immediately, like, if I want to do, let's see, like, if I want to do that, I have to hold up, and then I'm hitting ZR and X for my jump, and then I'm immediately able to hit the crease of my thumb on the B button, so I get that frame perfect it's frame perfect
right.
while rising up B. So like if you don't have those controls like that, you're not gonna be able to. I highly doubt you're gonna be able to use X and Y. You know what I mean? Like and
That's how I. My
5,
friend.
4, 3, 2, 1.
yeah, that's exactly how I do it. I think that's the best way to do it, is to just slide from Y to B. That's the, you know, some people are like, some people have some crazy ass. Some people have some crazy ass.
I'm surprised I shot him.
Yeah, I thought it would too, but some people have some crazy combinations when they do when they try to figure out how to do displacement. So I'm glad you're at least doing it the way that I think is best. It's just, you know, keep it simple. So yeah, but going back to yeah, it's not something that you have to do. I just think that it makes a lot of things a lot more easy. And a character whose like whole game plan is like hit my shield so I can kill you. It's really important to have like as much variance in how you're acting out of shield as possible, you know?
Right.
So so we've got up B out of shield in situations where we can safely punish and take stage. You know, you're going to be able to look at that outofshield.com. If you're fighting against any character, you can look at it, see what moves you can use to punish, you know, with up B. Replace fair out of shield with nair out of shield. Also, you know, work on, let's see, work on empty short hop out of shield. So empty short hop out of shield is going to be good because this allows you to, like, if you're constantly, like, whenever you're in shield and you jump and you throw something out, like, let's say you replace your fair out of shield with nair out of shield, and so you're nairing out of shield a lot and it's going well, it can start to be predictable, even, you know, because you're doing the same thing a lot. So if you're mixing in just like being in shield and then you short hop and then you just fastball and you just like reset neutral, or like you just like run away or whatever like that, that is just an equally as important part of the game, because it makes your out of shield game a little bit less predictable. So another thing is our ledge trapping with Phantom. If opponent hangs on the ledge, just charge another.
I've been reading about this. For example, so he hangs on well, you know.
So
I mean, of course, like
so yeah, so you've got a 50-50 here. So when I say charge another Phantom, something that you can also do, so you can charge another Phantom or you can charge Phantom Kick. So if your opponent is on the ledge and you're at Phantom distance and a Joker is hanging on the ledge and you do Phantom Kick and he gets up and tries to hit you, I 100% guarantee you will be able to shield, roll, up tilt, up B, call him out. You will have time to do that. So it's about creating 50-50s, and charging Phantom is the reason that it's good is because if they don't do anything, it's going to kill them or it's going to knock them back off the ledge. So naturally they're going to want to get up. So what's nice is that if your Phantom misses and your Phantom is about to come up again, so you can use it, and they're still on the ledge, Phantom Kick is enough of a threat to make them, they're going to see purple and they're going to think, oh shit, they're going to fully charge it again. So that is like a mix-up. You throw it out. Well, it's more of a mind game. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have done this to people. I actually have a tweet that I can show you. Let me pull that up. But how many times I have used Phantom Kick in situations where my opponent is on the ledge and I do Phantom Kick and they jump because people want to jump over the Phantom. It's also the most effective way to really deal with it, other than being patient. If people are impatient, they're more likely to just try to jump over it because they don't want to be trapped. And so I've got a little thing right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and paste this. Go ahead and take a look at that real quick and you'll see what I mean. So like if you use Phantom Kick in situations where your opponent is expecting you to fully charge and they jump, you create basically like a fake advantage for yourself. Right. Yeah.
Maybe.
Right. So
Okay.
so that's something that is just as equally as effective. And the other thing is that like in that clip, these are way more like hard call outs, because you can see like I'm technically like not really staying in center. I'm like going up and hitting them for like whatever they're doing. But you can see in both situations, like I basically have stocks to play with. If I was on my last stock, if I did Phantom Kick, I would probably just like dash back and go to center.
Right.
And that at least gives you information. Even if you don't get the up air, you can be like, oh, okay, the last time I did Phantom Kick, they jumped. So sometimes you can do Phantom Kick and they're like, okay, well, I don't want to jump because I know that that's what, they didn't charge a Phantom. There's so much. Yeah, then you can either charge it or you can do Phantom Kick, and then, that's when like the mix up of like doing Phantom Kick and then like, dashing forward and then throwing out down tilt, dash back up tilt can be more effective. It just, we have to go in order here. So the first thing that I really want you to do, is if the opponent hangs on the ledge, they don't get up and your Phantom is swung, don't rush over and try to hit them. Instead, either fully charge Phantom again or do Phantom Kick. It's your choice. One or the other. It's 50-50. If you get the feeling that they could close the distance, like if it's a fast character, you might want to use Phantom Kick more in that situation. If it's a slow character that is going to have to jump over it, or they're going to have to roll, just fully charge it. Like if you're fighting DDD or you're fighting Ganondorf, if you're fighting, other characters that are slow, go ahead and go for that.
Right.
So the other thing here is, and you didn't do this too often, but you're still doing it, which, we got to work on this stuff. It's totally fine. Is, don't skip the ledge.
Oh yeah. It's
Right, like every time you do, because like it gets to a point where like the better players that you fight, they're looking for you to screw up this way. They're not looking for you to like potentially I don't know, like miss your combo or like whatever. They're just looking for like, okay, are you skipping the ledge? Okay, when you get up, what two options are you mixing up from the ledge? Is this person returning to neutral? Is this person defaulting to center? So those are the 5 things that I'm just going to give you just from our play session today. Is up B out of shield in situations where we can safely punish and take stage. Replace fair out of shield with nair out of shield. Work on empty short hop out of shield. Ledge trapping with Phantom. If opponent hangs on the ledge, just charge another Phantom or do Phantom Kick. Don't skip the ledge. And here's the last one. 6. So short hop. We're going to do short hop while rising. Nair. Well, actually, let me do it this way. So Zelda's short hop mix-ups. So you've got 3. So the first one, I'll just put A. We've got short hop, fast fall, fair. B, we've got short hop, nair. Okay, well, you said you guys call it MS Nair, is that right? M as in Mary, S as in Sam, Nair. Okay.
yeah.
MS Nair. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Let me edit this fast. I'll put that underneath it.
I might become,
Yeah, you know what? I'm.
I think the snare is the thing when those old school fights.
Yeah. Right. Because they're like thinking, oh, okay, I can drop shield now.
No, I mean the controlling.
Oh yes, that as well.
It's on shield and then on smash.
That as well. Yeah, so it's gonna be really effective if like, let's say you like just fared your opponent's shield, or like your opponent just shielded a fully charged Phantom. Then that can be more effective for Zelda to go in that way, because either if you do the Nair, like we said, the Niskino Nair or the MS Nair.
No, so what I mean is, I think like just.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I've been confused.
Oh, okay. When I think about Niskino Nair, I think more about just like what I was showing you earlier, which is just like No. So it's more so the premise of using, well, yes, it's more so using it like as soon as you reach the apex. You want to make sure that you get all the hits out of, basically you want Nair to finish as you're landing. So, and then the last thing is going to be, of course, short hop, fast fall, grab, or short hop, fast fall. You can do short hop, fast fall, grab. It's probably going to be the most effective, or short hop, fast fall, shield, or short hop, fast fall, dash back. So actually, to be frank, actually, let me arrange these in terms of the safest choices. I would argue. Short hop, fast fall, dash back is going to let you see what your opponent will do if you get close, if they think you're going to hit your shield. Grab is going to punish the shield, of course, and then shield is going to punish like any immediate response. So like if you are short hop, fast falling and doing fair, and the next time you do it, they want to try to like hit you before you like land. You know, the riskiest option that you could do, which is D, is going to be short hop. And they like expect you to do like a fair, and then you just do short hop landing Nehru's, because it's a multi-hit move, and so people are expecting to shield like your one attack, and so they're going to drop shield, and so they get hit by one of the other moves. So I'm going to put that in there. So those are some options that you've got. Those are going to be really, really important. Because again, in neutral, when you're going back and forth between like up tilt, down tilt, short hop, nair while rising, while you're doing these non-committal choices, you can kind of see how your opponent acts, especially from how they're responding to the way you're nairing. And then when you have good information, then you can start mixing in mix-ups. So again, yeah, I know I threw a lot at you today, but I just want you to have some stuff that you can sort of... Sure, okay, yeah. So we should definitely still try to get your next session set up, even if it isn't next week.
Not sure it will be. I guess it's like at this point, not maybe one after that.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I mean, if you want to go ahead and book that, you can. If you prefer to wait a little closer until that time.
I will allow that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I just want to make sure that you get whatever time you want. So just, you know, try to let me know at the beginning of the week, that week that you'd be able to. I am going to be going to Riptide, so I'm going to be out. Yeah, so I'm going to be out from September, probably around September 8th to September 11th. So during that week, you know, if you can, just let me know on the 12th. If you can't, then we can plan out for the next week. And other than that, do you feel like you have any questions before I let you go? Yeah, and some people learn differently. So I mean, like, you know, I'm happy to provide that for you. We can even transition to more so focus on just getting games in and just sort of doing like something else that I think would be cool. And this is the last thing I'll do before I let you go, is that we can set it up to where like we'll play for a little bit and then we can record that obviously on the stream, and then we can actually review it while we're still in the same session. So that's always an option that we have as well.
I feel like I'm always like not quite on the Zelda leader, because I know what Zelda can have, but I never take it. I never wait.
Right. Yeah, because it's very rare for you to fight another person that, you know, is gonna play Zelda, because Zelda is such a niche pick.
Yeah.
So but playing the Ditto is very, very eye-opening. It's gonna help expose things. Like if you're able to fight yourself, then you're going to be able to be better suited when other people are fighting you, what they might be thinking, what's going through their mind, what are they looking for. So yeah. All right, well, Azenet, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Good work today, and I wish you the best of luck at your locals. And
we do have 2 now.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, just still, if you can, go ahead and update me with your, you know, progress. And if you have any questions in the meantime until our next session, just let me know. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, all right. Well, thanks. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but take it easy, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, you
Bye.
too. Bye. Okay, y'all. Well, thank you so much for being here. I know that was about a 2-hour session, but I really wanted to make sure that I gave AZNet some things to dissect and work on, because they're going to be they're not going to be free for, I think, about 2 more weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, you guys. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you next time.